So the road to Iowa has been interesting. As we crossed the Virginia border, popped a tire. There I was on the side of a Virginia highway with barely enough shoulder to park my truck. Pulling out a spare, putting it on the front of the truck, only to find out my spare was completely flat. Thankfully, I had purchased a portable air compressor, and we got it pumped up and made our destination in Indiana. What a drive through the mountains of Virginia, West Virginia, into southern Ohio, where then you hit the farm, the agricultural areas, and it's absolutely beautiful. Going all the way into Indiana, just the small towns, the big cornfields, rolling hills, flowing rivers. I'm in Illinois now, and it's equally as beautiful. It's good to get away from what you see on social media and what you see on the news about these other places and just see them for what they are, because it's absolutely beautiful out here. I'll keep you posted. So I made it to Iowa, and the first road I saw was Coon Hunter Road. So I'm thinking this is going to be a fun trip. My kind of people, I think. So this hunt I want to dedicate to my son and my nephews with this message. I hope God always lights your path on every journey, and you enjoy the journeys more than the destinations, because sometimes the destinations don't work out. But if you enjoy the entirety of the journey and you take that for the best that it can be, you're always going to enjoy where you're going and what you're doing. And that's kind of the mindset I have, because I've been on some of these out-of-state hunts, from moving on from North Carolina, going other places. And, New York I had success. Oklahoma I did not have any success. Wisconsin did not have success. But the company I kept and the adventures that I was on made it worth the journey. It was a lot of fun, and that's the mindset I have going into this. And, probably it's the mindset that you should all have. This, anybody's watching this video, the mindset you should have going into any journey, any destination that you're headed to. So anyway, I'll keep you guys posted. We're about 60 miles out from the lodge we're staying at. I'm going to get out and do some scouting this afternoon. Unfortunately, it seems to be warmer here than I was hoping it would be. It's not much cooler than it would have been home in North Carolina, but we're going to put boots on the ground and see what we can stir up. Anyway, stay tuned. Welcome to Washington, Iowa. This is the Hero Healing with Eastern River Outfitters, and this is the view from the front deck. It's a little bit of a warm day here in Washington, Iowa. Temperatures were hitting around the 60s, and you can see it is pretty gusty out here. What an amazing view. My name is Kerry Hamill. I'm a retired Marine, 22 and a half years of service, and I'm up here by way of North Carolina. And this was a rewarding trip for me. It's always great to be able to get together with other veterans and just chop it up, enjoy the camaraderie of one another, share old stories, and experience a lot of good time in the woods. It's very therapeutic just to have people that share a common background with you. Come out here and enjoy just, talking about the different gear we're using, talking about the different tactics we're going to use in the woods, see each other's success and congratulate each other. That has been very rewarding. And English River Outfitters, the Hero program, Healing with English River Outfitters, is absolutely first class in taking care of the veterans and getting us in the outdoors. So thank you very much to the board members for putting this together. All right, so here's the situation with English River Outfitters here in Washington, Iowa. I think they have like 36 acres here of their own private land, but it's bordered by about 300 acres of public land, which is what we've mainly been concentrating on. We've had another hunter visit somewhere else, and I visited another parcel, but most of the success we've had has come here from the public land surrounding this, and it's been an enjoyable time. So I'll give you a little rundown on my hunt. I hunted a dry pond the first day, and you're going to see a brief clip of that. Saw 2 deer. I did not get either one of them on video because it was so dark. I actually had a really cool encounter where a deer crossed this dry pond. I saw him at about 60 or 70 yards. I was trying to text the guys, let them know, hey, go ahead and sit down for a second, let this buck pass. And when I looked up, the buck was, I mean, he was close enough for me to pick an arrow up, stab him with it. And nice 8-point. And I think he scared me as much as I scared him. Anyway, he bounded off, tried to get downwind of me. When he did, he and I were looking at each other at about 10 yards. And then one of the other hunters was coming from the east. And eventually he blew and spooked off. But that was our first encounter here, the first night we were here. The next 2 days were kind of uneventful. I didn't see anything. I got a lot of video of squirrels, and I spent a lot of time going up and down these ravines trying to find another finger that had a pinch point or a funnel, something that was, showed a lot of sign and a lot of traffic, and I just could not get on it. Buddy Craig, every time he went out, he was seeing bucks, he was seeing does just up casually moving around. They weren't really rutting. They were just kind of doing their thing. Fast forward to the third day, got in a little bit late, got to a spot. I hated the tree I was in. I just couldn't. Had good cover, but I didn't have good visibility of, the area I was trying to get a shot in. So I spent a couple hours up in that tree, ended up getting down, went back up, checked on some scrapes, checked on, found a rub line, started following the rub line around the end of a draw, went out on another finger and found a nice, a good crossing for one of the other draws. It gets really deep, and I found a nice crossing where the deer were actually using it to come down and go up from one finger to the other. And when I came up, the temperature had probably jumped up about 15 degrees, so I was taking my mid layers off and stopped to get me a little bite to eat. It's probably about 10:30, and I took my mid layers off, pounding some Powerade, trying to stay hydrated, and then just as soon as I got all my stuff packed up, deer walks in. I see a deer from about 30 so yards walking towards me, and I could tell nice rack, big body, 10-point. So I dropped down to one knee and knock an arrow, get my release put on the string, and when I look up, he's standing 12 yards away from me. So he had closed the gap, and I was directly on the path he was intending on taking. He stood there and looked at me through a bush, and I just tried not to make eye contact and prayed to God that he would work his way around the draw. And thankfully for me, I was blessed that he just slowly eased back around the other side of that draw. And when he did, I drew on him. I found an opening in the brush. And when his shoulder filled it, I turned the arrow loose after I put my pin on him. And the rest became history. It was, the arrow went exactly where it was supposed to. The broadhead performed the way it was supposed to. And the deer was recovered in about 40 yards. So nice mainframe, 10-point, beautiful deer, huge body. Coming from North Carolina, these things are tanks compared to even our big deer down there. So, man, I'm so grateful that I was blessed that way. And I got a few more days, so I guess I'm going to go film from here on out. But anyway, if you're interested in this hunt, look up English River Outfitters and the Hero Program on Facebook and reach out to them. Anyway, God bless. Stay safe. Shoot straight. Happy hunting. Alright, so welcome to my Iowa adventure. I'm going to recap last night. Since this is the first video you'll see, I'm going to recap last night. Then I'll tell you what's happening today. So, last night I set up in a dry pond looking towards the west and had somebody set up to my east. He was actually facing what little bit of water was left. And I saw, late in the evening, I saw a doe out in this pond eating on the little bit of grass that's out there. And then after I got my stuff packed up, and it's, probably very last of shooting light, I noticed a figure moving across. Glassed him. It was a nice buck. Probably a little bit young, but he was a nice looking deer. I got down below the grass line, started texting the boys, let them know, hey, sit tight, got something coming towards me. And I looked up from that text, and when I did, the deer was looking me in the face. I mean, I could have picked an arrow up and stabbed him in the throat. He was so close. Anyway, and he bounded off, circled around behind me. When he got downwind, he's about 10 yards, started blowing. I don't know if I got that on video or not. One of the cameras was rolling, so I have to check that tonight. But yep, so that's the start. And then today I've been working the western boundary. Craig's been to my east on the other ridge, and I haven't seen anything. Craig's seen deer all day. So I'm gonna keep moving down this boundary and see what I see. Try to intercept them before they get to that corn. There's a picked cornfield off the property, picked last week, and I'm gonna try and see if I can intercept them and get into it. Anyway, stay tuned. Man, it's the second day, and I was hunting on one ridge. Nothing happened. We blew some deer out getting into the spot, packed up, and walked past some scrapes, and decided to follow them to a rub line and kind of track. Started drop down in this washout ravine, come up on a finger. I was cleaning my gear off, taking off my mid layer, and I had just got all my stuff put back together, man. This 8-point comes walking across the top of the other finger, drops down and walks up the next side with where I'm at. At one time he was probably 10-12 yards from me, and I froze. I got my bow in my hand, froze, and he just kind of started walking off, and I just prayed, like, God, please just give me a shot. And sure enough, he just stepped into a clearing. I estimated him about 20, ranged it was probably about 21. So thanks to my 3D archery practice. But yeah, getting ready to start tracking. I got high and low blood, so I think this is going to be a good day. A good day. Looks like he's spitting up pretty good. Tell you what, can't say enough good things about these beast broadheads. Thank you, Ryan, for recommending it. Look at Lee Charles blood. Got my bow. There you go. As he lays, my eye old up. Oh dude, I'm so stoked.
Holler at me and I'll bring out my saw, bro.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, not a problem. You need another tote? I got a big tote in there too. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Please.
We'll have one for throw away and one.
So the entrance hole, that's the Bowmar, that's the 2.3 aluminum head. That is the exit wound, obviously. Missed the shoulder, right behind it. Double lunged him. Oh yeah. Alright. that is the, let's see if we can get it in there. As the exit wound, missing, it just went right between two ribs. There's the entry wound, which looks like it avoided one rib. So, with the skin off, this is your Bomar entrance. And he was relaxed. He was standing like that when I shot him. So, it looks like their bone invading technology did its job. We'll come around this side to the other, and there's where it exited. It was a clean miss of the shoulder. And we've already seen the internals. It missed the rib bones because of the way it's turned. Let's take a look at... Alright, so it came in, going from, you can see down there, from the 11 to the, let's say 10-ish to the 4-ish. And it kind of went out the same way, so yep, it looks pretty even. Got a nice wide cut. The lungs were absolutely obliterated, and he piled up 40 yards later, as you saw earlier in the video. Beautiful Iowa buck. Thank you to Hero, healing at English River Outfitters. Hero, thank you so much for bringing us all here and your hospitality. All right, friends, welcome to Crown Point, Indiana. This is the after action to my Iowa trip. And as you can tell, we got about 7 inches of fresh powder here. And it is beautiful. But en route back to North Carolina, and part of my after action report is going to be, if I had the opportunity to do this again, I would be more prepared to hunt from the ground. There are a lot of opportunities, whether it's like switchgrass, canary grass, around these ponds and depressions that the deer utilize. And had I had a marsh chair and like at least the top half of a ghillie suit, and maybe had my bow wrapped a little bit better, so that I have any solid colors, maybe broke up a little bit better. I think I'd have just hunted from the ground, and because there's some places that even as a saddle hunter you can't get a tree, but the deer are there. There's massive trails through them, and guys saw big deer. So that's my after action report. Maybe be a little bit better shape, because these blocks of woods have deep ravines in them, and when you start wearing insulating layers and you're carrying all your saddle gear and your camera and batteries and stuff like that, you got a little bit heavy. But other than that, that's my after action report. It's and these deer, they're a lot bigger on hoof than you think. Then if you're coming from the southeast, they're a lot bigger on hoof than you would think that they would be. One of the shoulders off that deer that I killed looked like a rear leg off one of our deer from back home, and that's not an exaggeration. I cut a ton of meat off of it. But anyway, thanks for watching. As always, go see Ryan at Eastern Outfitters. All my gear that I used in the harvest of that deer, that 10-point, it came from Eastern Outfitters at Ryan's suggestion, and performed miraculously. As always, God bless, happy hunting, stay safe, shoot straight.